Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood, of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air, and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares, for there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance into life, and the like going out. Wherefore I pray, and understanding was given me. I call upon Elohim, and the Ruach Chakma came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that comes from her never goes out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goes before them, and I knew not that she was the mother of them. I learned diligently, and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches, for she is a treasure unto men that never fails, which they that use become the friends of Elohim, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. Elohim has granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he who leads unto wisdom, and directs the wise. For in his hands are both we and our words, all wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship. For he has given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operations of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the changing of seasons, the circuits of years, and the positions of stars, the natures of living creatures, and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, those I know. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding Ruach, set apart, only one, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be lent, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle, Ruach. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passes and goes through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Elohim, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of El Shaddai. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Elohim, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she makes all things new, and in all ages entering into set-apart souls, she makes them friends of Elohim and prophets. For Elohim loves none but him that dwells with wisdom, for she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of the stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this comes night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Wisdom reaches from one end to another mightily, and sweetly she orders all things. I loved her and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of her beauty, in that she is conversant with Elohim. She magnifies her nobility, Yahuwah of all things himself loved her, for she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of Elohim, and a lover of his works. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom, that works all things? And if prudence work, who of all that are is more cunning workman than she? And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. For she teaches temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. If a man desires much experience, she knows things of old, and conjectures aright what is to come. She knows the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foresees signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times. Therefore I purpose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things, and a comfort in cares and grief. For her sake I shall have estimation among the multitude, and honor with the elders. Though I be young, I shall be found a quick conceit in judgment, and shall be admired in the sight of great men. When I hold my tongue, they shall abide my leisure, and when I speak, they shall give good ear unto me. If I talk much, they shall lay their hands upon their mouth. Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. I shall be found good among the multitude, and valiant in war. After I am come into my house, I will repose myself with her, for her conversation has no bitterness, and to live with her has no sorrow, but mirth and joy. Now when I considered these things in myself, and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality, and great pleasure it is to have her friendship, and in the works of her hands are infinite riches, and in the exercise of conference with her, prudence, and in talking with her, a good report. I went about seeking how to take her to me, for I was a witty child, and had a good ruach. Yea, rather being good, I came into a body undefiled. Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except Elohim gave her me, and that was a point of wisdom also to know whose gift she was, I prayed unto Yahuwah and besought him, and with my whole heart I said,